This last week has proven to me just why all of the legends die at 27. Yes, that looks as though I'm speaking very highly of myself, but frankly, I do not care. This week is reaching the point that it's going to absolutely cripple me. So we may as well start with Sunday. Now, most of you might know that at the start of September, I have a book coming out. Only a short book, 110 pages, little novella type thing, called Doris Ahoy. It's the third book in a series of books that I'm writing, northern comedies, all that fun stuff. And so naturally, for that, I require a computer. Now, my sister, in all of her wisdom, in all of her finery, in all of her glory, being really nice and kind, and actually this isn't her fault at all, but at the moment I'm really cynical, sarcastic, and just I've had enough. She was tidying up on Sunday, can't blame her for that. She's one of the only people who does it in our house, fine. And we don't know how she did it, but she accidentally broke the charger for my laptop. Now, you think Currys and PC World might be kind. You think that they'd be able just to buy me a replacement charger, which is what they told me they were going to do when I got there on Tuesday. And then a phone call happened. Now, in this phone call, I didn't get to hear what was actually said, despite the fact he started the phone call on speakerphone. Secondly, the conversational words that had to happen for the resolution I got did not seem to be there. And the guy just goes, oh yeah, I forgot, they'll need to actually see the computer before they'll give you a new charger. I'm like, right, but I have shown you that the charger doesn't work. Like, I will bring the laptop to you, I will show you the laptop, but it's not the laptop that's the problem here. Well, no, they're checking the whole laptop over for faults, and if my laptop comes back with a problem, I'm just gonna, I don't know, take over the fucking universe, because I'd be doing a better job than half the people who are doing it now. Anyway, that's that. I don't know how much that's going to cost me yet, if it's going to cost me anything, because, they're as wary as anything when it comes to mentioning the warranty, aren't they? Great. Now we'll go back to last Friday. I'm driving to work, and my car starts making this really loud, like, boy racer noise. And then on the Saturday, it starts to rattle. Well, I can't do anything about it on Saturday, so I think I'll do something on Tuesday, because I'm not at work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They can get it fixed. Well, I ended up having to work Wednesday, so I couldn't get it looked at until yesterday, and my entire exhaust had basically gone. I've got pictures. I will share them one day, because Lord knows I can't edit this video without a computer. And so, great. £180 later. Now, firstly, I was told it was going to cost me £105. Now, she said with labour on the phone. I'm very certain she said with labour. I said, that's great. I don't think I would have been as happy about paying £180 as I was about 105. 105 was really low end of budget, because you know something? I don't have a lot of money. I've mentioned it before. I am poor. No more so than at the moment. It's a difficult world we live in currently. Petrol is very expensive in this vehicle. The only things I buy are petrol. I pay for my phone. I pay for a warranty on my laptop, and then I just go back and forth to work. I haven't bought many books this year. It's only when I can properly afford them. So if a book isn't good, then I despise it more this year, because I just do not have the budget in place. I have saved up every single ounce of money that I have got since January, and that's how every year goes, because most of my money disappears in November when I'm paying for stuff for the car. So the fact that this has happened in August, I just did not have that money in place, because that money was supposed to be getting saved for Doris, which is not printed yet, and maybe I should have worked faster. I don't know. Either way, this car just cost me £180 to have the exhaust fitted, and I'm aware that I have to get tyres at some point, so that's going to be more money, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. And then, also this week, my dog's head swelled up. Now, he's 14 years old. We thought this might be the end of days for my Jack Russell. His head swelled up. We have no idea what happened. We were hoping it was just a bee sting or a wasp sting. And then his face basically started exploding. These pustules have appeared on his face and started weeping everywhere. So yesterday, emergency appointment at the vet's. £70 later, I get some antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, and I have to go back in a week and pay for it again. Great stuff. So if you couldn't tell, I'm the mildest bit annoyed, irked, angry at the moment. Also, bad hair day. Also had to use Lynx for her this morning. I don't actually have a problem with using shower gel that is being marketed towards women because frankly it's just a scent. But when it said rose and bergamot, I kind of wanted to come out smelling like Turkish delight, and that's not happened, so I'm a bit annoyed. I smell like an old lady. I'm very, I can't edit this video. I said it. Come for me later on in my career. I don't care. So basically, what I need you to do, if you can be so kind to me, you probably don't want to after this video because it just looks like I'm shouting at you the entire time, is I kind of need someone to just like go out there and buy my books. Just from my website, because Amazon take the piss. I don't usually swear, but they do. If I sell a book for £6.99 on Amazon, I get about 40 pence back. So if you could go to my website, always linked in the description, and maybe buy one of my books or share links to my books with your friends and, like just acquaintances, just stop someone in the street and send them to my website. That would be extremely helpful at this point in time. Things probably aren't as bad as I'm making out currently, but at the moment they feel incredibly difficult to be getting on with. I know a lot of people are going around, a lot of people are having financial struggles at the moment. I know that our government's gone to shit. I know the world's gone to shit. So basically, it would be a great time to read a northern comedy about an older lady going towards going to a garden safari and like living it up a bit. It'd be fantastic to read that in this moment. I'm aware that if I don't have money, how do I expect other people to have money to purchase my books? Honestly, I don't know. I do not know how you are supposed to afford this book because quite frankly, at the moment, I couldn't even afford to buy my own book, if we're being completely honest. So, yeah, I could mention some good things from this week. I got to see my friend Lily, who it might have been a year or longer since I last saw her. You may know her from Lykios Reads. We've been friends since we were teenagers. And she does not live in these here parts. She's a southerner. And so she happened to be in Manchester for a few hours. So I popped over to Manchester and I ended up walking around the entire place because I didn't know where Manchester Victoria was. Did discover a hotel called Gotham though. That might have been the poshest place I've ever been. And there's another story there where I thought, actually, I should not be here. I'm worried the police are going to come and take me away because I'm too common to be in these parts. Other great thing was realising just how common I am whilst I was walking through Manchester. Another great thing was also hearing two older ladies, mid-70s, discussing Blackpool with each other and both discovering that they slept with the same person about 30 years ago. It was fantastic, it was funny, it was hilarious. Then on Wednesday, I had to come into work because the volunteers cried off because of a flood last week, so they were deciding, you know what, we're on holiday, we're staying in these climes, beggar that, beggar going and seeing all that bad stuff. So I had to come in, and I came in, and I did some extra work, but I won't be getting paid for that work. I will just be getting some time off in lieu for that. Great, fun, fine, fan-fucking-tastic. So after that, a friend from school got in touch and was like, do you want to come out for a drink? And I was like, you know what? This has been a shit week. I will go out and drink. I will drink till the cows come home. But the worst part about that is that I so rarely reach the point of drunkenness that I forget everything. And I don't want to be the type of person seeking an oblivion in alcohol, especially when I have my car in the garage the next day. But sometimes just forgetting everything might be nice. So that didn't happen. we're out till about midnight. I went home, then I was up at 6 because my mother had my keys and I didn't trust her not to give them back to me. Basically, he's also a writer, Johnston J. McGuckian. He released a book called Freedom. He's got his sequel coming out at some point this year. I would honestly go and recommend them to fans of sci-fi, indie thrillers, but basically, at this moment in time, just buy my book. Buy my book. Like, he can have the support later on. He probably needs it, but if he wants the support, he can come to you and ask for it himself, because frankly, I just need it myself right now. It's difficult. It's difficult. I'm aware that I can't edit this video. I'm aware that it's not nice to come here and rant. And this is a Charlie who has slept. This is just me being incredibly aware of the difficulties I might slowly be running into, and it's mildly terrifying. I'm aware that, like, your family are there and you don't, like, I don't need to worry that much, but I still worry because I don't like to feel indebted to anyone, and that's like the only way I can ask for help is by asking people to go and buy my books. And so, you know, to avoid this feeling of being indebted to a person. And so, like, I feel like I don't mind asking for help in this way. And, you know, there are other creators out there with the Patreons and the coffee pages and all that sort of thing. And they have the same sort of struggles, I imagine. But this last week, having it all thrown at me at once has just left me a bit on edge, if I'm going to be completely honest. And it doesn't do well for feelings of stress, feelings of anxiety, and feelings of sadness, which, as we know, a few weeks ago, I was like slowly devolving back into a rather sad person. And having it in such a like close memory means that I fear that it could go worse than it probably is. And like, there's just, I don't know. It's a tricky one. And I'm quite apologetic about venting to all of you. Like, this is not the place for me to air all my woes and my worries. It's not professional. It's not the type of person that I want to be. But like, on Wednesday I'd planned to have a haircut and it didn't even fit in to like my budget, because I just kept thinking, well, I'm definitely gonna have to have the dog at the vet's. I'm definitely gonna have to pay for the car. I don't know how much the laptop's gonna cost. There are, you know, like, there's the cost of publishing the book as well. I don't plan to go to any library events. I don't plan any of that. I fear I might regret it sooner rather than later, because that's one of the like main sources of income when you're an independent author. And so because of all those things, I didn't go for a haircut, because I was like, although it's only £15, I may need that £15 later on. Either way, I am not going to talk about finances anymore because, again, that's probably something you all believe should be kept private, and I'm just going to leave things there. I'm probably going to apologise for this later, and I'm probably going to be incredibly embarrassed that I ever created this video. But I hope that you got something out of this video and that you didn't mind me ranting too much. And until next time, that is all.